Aloha mai kako, this is Maile Aiu Domingo and the music within. We are Hamauiloko Foundation bringing you some talk story sessions about the dignity of your body, the dignity of your desire, and what does it mean to be human. So I wanted to just chat about our session that we had this week with our Theology of the Body video classes, and we spoke about eros. The eros is the desire of our bodies to commune, to unite, and all the things that are connected to that inspired attraction between guys and girls, that stirring of desire within our hearts, and the physical and biological response of our bodies. But what was really cute was we had a couple of mom and son pairs, and I guess it's like, okay, it's a topic we don't talk about. All we say is, that's gonna get us in trouble, don't do that. Don't go there, don't think that, don't do that. That's the extent of our directives as parents. Well, let me tell you, parents, if that's all you're telling your kids is don't and stop, and you can't, that is not enough of a discussion. So we actually invite you to join us with Hamauiloko Foundation and our conversations and our retreats about the dignity of our desire and the dignity of our bodies. But anyways, what was really cute was that this mother and son pair, they expressed to me later that this is amazing stuff, that we're having a conversations about the stirrings of the heart that happen. And what we were talking about was, like, if we see a couple in the kitchen kissing and, you know, embracing each other, what is our reaction? And there's all kinds of reactions, right? Some of us want to run away, turn around the corner and not see it. Some of us are like, yo, and others of us are like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. And then for those of us who are courageous enough to say it, we ask ourselves, gosh, what is that like? What is it like to be embraced that way? To be tenderly caressed? What is it like for my lips to meet another's? And, you know, what is this stirring in my heart that's causing me to kind of want what they have? I want to experience what their experience, and what makes it beautiful, right? Because let's face it, the world is filled of visual captures of people's bodies coming together, and it is not beautiful. But a husband and a wife with their friends around the dining table watching them mooch in the kitchen, it's kind of a funny thing, right? It's cute, it's beautiful, and for their kids, they're like, yep, they do that all the time. Which I think is the true and righteous expression of eros, you know, the desire for communion, the desire to say I love you, the desire to say I see you, I want to connect with you, I want to be connected with you, I want to identify with you, I want to announce that I am yours. And it's a beautiful thing. But like so we were talking about the reactions, right? 10 different people sitting in a room, depending on how old you are and what experiences you've had for communion, you have a different reaction to watching these people mooch in the kitchen. And my question to you is, what are you experiencing when you watch a loving embrace of a couple? Even, you know, passionate kissing. What is your response? What is your question about what you're seeing? We were created by an incredible God who invites us to this communion. And I think for me, the question is, what conditions would I need to create and be intentional about creating that would bring me this experience of communion, fruitful communion that is good, true, and beautiful. I don't know what your questions would be, but I would invite you to ask yourself, how do you create the value connected to that embrace? How do you intentionally create the circumstances in your life that would bring about that kind of expression that you would love, not that would disgust you, right? We want to, and I think that that's a good question to ask too. What conditions would make me feel disgusted about that kind of embrace? And what intentional choices can I make now regarding creating that good, true, and beautiful moment for myself? And I think that's also a question that we can ask. Not only how does it make us feel, but how can we create that image of beauty for myself? Because I think if we're honest, and I think that's like one of the phrases, right? How vulnerable can we be with each other to ask that question? What do I want that embrace? What does it feel like? Where does it belong? How do I create that embrace that doesn't make me feel disgusted or repulsed? Because there are embraces that do that. But you know, for our youth and young adults, they're all asking that question. And I'm asking you to be honest with yourself. Check your body. What is your body's response? Are you inspired? Are you attracted to that thought for yourself? What is the stirrings within your heart? What is the stirrings within your body? Like, even that is an important question to have with your kids, from the perspective of, what does it mean to be a male? And what does it mean to be a female with all of these desires within my body? And how do I execute my life in such a way so as to bring me and the person that I'm enjoying this with happiness? I'd like to proclaim to you that that is what you are created for. Happiness as a human, choosing, willfully choosing. I love St. Augustine because he writes this book called Free Choice of Will. And it is the absolute free choice of our dignified creation to choose those things. And so before we engage in it because it feels good, let's think about what conditions and what framework under which we can create for ourselves that causes that to be delightful and amazing, and something that we want to uphold and proclaim. This is good, you know, so much so that you're not afraid to kiss and embrace in front of your kids. Yeah, I have been loved like that, and I have been very blessed. That is not my walk right now, and so when I do see a couple embrace, it does stir in the heart those desires that are just not in my season of life right now. But I do remember how beautiful it was, how beautiful it can be, and how beautiful it will be if I ever have that chance to experience that again. So this is Maile Aiu Domingo signing out for Hamauiloko. Discover the dignity and the music within. Ask yourself, what does it cause a stir in you? And where are you going to go with it? Aloha.